What really happened to Jungkook? Why is HYBE silent? Discover the surprising reason behind Jungkook's departure from BTS. Is this the end of BTS or the beginning of a new chapter? Have you ever imagined BTS without Jungkook? What if the world army suddenly lost one of its most talented and charismatic members? Of course, the entertainment world will never be the same again, and neither will BTS. However, there is one question that is now hanging in the air, unanswered, and making many fans wonder, why did Jungkook really leave BTS? What is really going on behind the closed doors of HYBE? When news of Jungkook's departure first broke, many fans were shocked and incredulous. How could a member with such a distinctive voice and incredible talent decide to leave a group that has raised his name? Moreover, HYBE Entertainment, as the agency that houses BTS, is just silent. Is this really Jungkook's decision? Or is there something bigger hidden behind the scenes? Behind the official statement issued by HYBE, there are many gaffes that are not revealed to the public. Why did they choose not to speak further? What is hyuk, the CEO of HYBE, hiding? There are rumors that the reason for Jungkook leaving is not as easy as we think, and what happens next could shake the world of K-pop music. However, what exactly was the reason behind Jungkook's surprising decision? Is there an internal pressure in BTS that we never knew before? Is there a deeper problem with the relationship between members? Or were there external factors that influenced this major decision? Jungkook or BTS? Who should stay and who should leave? This is not an easy question to answer, because the soldiers who have been supporting BTS must face the harsh reality that there may be a dark side that they don't know about the group they love. In this news, we'll reveal more about the hidden reasons behind Jungkook's departure, including a statement that reveals how much of an influence he has had on BTS in the K-pop world. Get ready, because what we will discover may surprise you. Just when the world thought BTS would never split up, suddenly, Jungkook, the magnate, makes a surprising decision. Why did he choose to take this big step? There's more going on behind the scenes than the public can see. In this section, we'll dig deeper into what motivated Jungkook to leave the group. From ever-increasing career pressure to tensions within the group that may have reached breaking point. Is this really Jungkook's personal wish, or are there other factors at play? As an agency heavily connected to BTS, the decision not to provide any further explanation about Jungkook's departure is highly suspicious. HYBE seemed to choose to keep her distance, not giving clear information to the fans. Why did they choose to remain silent? In this section, we will further investigate the reasons behind HYBE's mysterious policies. Are they protecting BTS, or is there something bigger that the public doesn't want to know about? With evidence pointing to tensions within the agency, does this serve as a hint that there is more going on behind Jungkook's decision? Hyuk, CEO of HYBE, is known as a wise figure in the world of K-pop music. But does he really know what's going on inside BTS? In this section, we will further explore Hyuk's role in this decision and how he interacted with BTS members during these difficult times. Why didn't Hyuk give any further explanation to the public? Is this a strategic move to keep the peace of the group, or is there something more serious going on? What is really going on behind the silent policy taken by HYBE? With Jungkook leaving, what will happen to BTS? Is this the end of their journey as a group, or the beginning of a new chapter full of challenges? Fans certainly feel anxious, but it is possible that BTS will continue with various changes to come. In this section, we will discuss BTS' possible future and how they will face this new challenge. How will the other members respond to Jungkook's departure, and what will happen to the legendary group? Will they manage to rise from this great change, or will there be deeper divisions? As a loyal BTS fan, ARMY certainly felt the biggest impact of this decision. What should the ARMY do in such a situation? Do they have to accept reality or continue to fight for BTS to stay together? The statement issued by HYBE about Jungkook's departure from BTS only adds to the mystery that has been widely circulated among fans. The ARMY felt that something was hidden, a silence that seemed to cover a deeper reality. The question is, did Jungkook really choose to leave the group voluntarily, or was there enormous pressure that forced him to take this drastic step? There are several theories that are developing among the fans. One of them is that there is quite a sharp tension between BTS members. Although they always look harmonious in front of the public, who knows what is really going on behind the scenes? Was internal strife the main reason Jungkook decided to take the exit? Some people have even speculated that the relationship between Jungkook and the other members has reached a point that is very difficult to maintain. There are reports that Jungkook feels marginalized in some important decisions made by the group and its management. However, HYBE still chose to remain silent and not reveal more about the dynamic, leaving fans with more questions than answers. Perhaps, Jungkook's decision to leave was not only due to personal or career reasons, but also because of the heightened tensions between the members. If this is true, then the big step he took may have been more influenced by an increasingly depressed mental and emotional state, rather than just a matter of ambition to develop. But why didn't HYBE give any further explanation? Are they afraid that if the real reason is revealed, it will affect the image of BTS that has been built so strongly over the years? Next, let's consider the role of Bang Se-hyuk, CEO of HYBE. Why, in the midst of this great event, did he choose to remain silent? As the person who was instrumental in forming and managing BTS, Bang Se-hyuk should have a more complete explanation. However, he did not give an adequate response to Jungkook's big decision to leave. In this situation, many wondered, was Bang Se-hyuk actually more deeply involved in this decision, or did he deliberately choose to keep his distance so as not to get entangled in a bigger controversy? Some people have suggested that Bang Se-hyuk may know more about BTS's internal situation that cannot be revealed to the public. Have there been any decisions taken by management that have affected personal relationships among members? Or perhaps, he felt that further involvement in this matter would further damage the reputation of the group and its agency? However, on the other hand, there are those who believe that Bang Se-hyuk is actually caught in a difficult dilemma, choosing between maintaining BTS's image or revealing a reality that can destroy everything that has been built. There is a strange feeling that surrounds the fans. Is Jungkook's decision to leave this as a sign of the end of the BTS era that is so phenomenal? Or rather, is this the first step towards a change that could take the group to a higher level, albeit with a different dynamic? Jungkook's departure has had a big impact, both for BTS and for the army who have supported them so far. However, there are those who believe that this is not the end, but a new chapter in BTS's journey. Some have even suggested that it might be time for BTS to explore further solo projects or collaborations with other international artists. But will it be the same as what they have done before? Is it possible that BTS can survive without Jungkook, or will they lose the strength they have as a group? Some fans have argued that if BTS doesn't reveal more reasons regarding Jungkook's departure, then they could lose a lot of support. For many, openness and transparency are the main keys to maintaining a good relationship with fans. If groups and agencies continue to withhold information about their internal problems, it is likely that wild speculation will arise that damages their reputation in the eyes of the public. There may be more going on inside BTS than we know. BTS has always been known for their closeness, but with tensions rising, maybe this is proof that the group is not as harmonious as we think. The fans wondered if they really knew everything about the personal lives of the members. What's going on behind the scenes that we don't see? Why was this tension never revealed before? It was rumored that Jungkook was beginning to feel like a neglected member in the major decisions made by HYBE and even by the other members. Is this a sign that BTS can't actually avoid a split like many other K-pop groups? With such popularity, will these internal tensions continue to grow into an even bigger split? Or will they find a way out and reunite? Of course, this is all speculation. However, this question remains open and waiting for an answer. The army will have to decide if they will continue to support BTS without knowing what is really going on behind the scenes, or if they will demand more explanations from the relevant parties. There is one thing that is clear after the news of Jungkook's departure from BTS began to spread. There is currently no definitive answer that can satisfy fans or even make them feel calm. And it's not just because Jungkook chose to step down from the group that has raised his name. Rather, it is more about the fact that everything seems to happen quickly and without adequate explanation. It is true, sometimes in the entertainment world, the departure of an idol can be triggered by personal desires or personal reasons that are not known to the public. However, this situation seems to be different. There are very unusual nuances. The big question to be answered is, why did BTS's management, HYBE, choose to remain silent? Was this solely due to the management's policy of not wanting to be too open about the group's internal affairs? Or were there other factors that led them to choose to cover up the truth behind this major decision? Some fans may feel that, with BTS's massive status, transparency should be part of the relationship between the group and their fans. But the truth is, no one really knows what is really going on behind the scenes. But even more disturbing are the confessions coming from several reliable sources that mention tensions between members of the group. Some even mentioned that Jungkook felt increasingly alienated in the group dynamics, and that the departure was not just a matter of personal growth or the need for space. There are those who believe that this decision was influenced by feelings of disrespect and more than that. There is a feeling of disappointment towards the decisions made by the management, who increasingly seem to focus more on profit and branding rather than the welfare of BTS members. This internal tension is not new, although during this time many have tried to cover up this reality. The members of BTS often have to display the perfect image in front of the public, the image of a group of men who support each other and are inseparable. But does the image really reflect what is happening behind the scenes? With tensions growing between them, Jungkook's decision to quit is not something to be underestimated. HYBE, as the manager of BTS, has a great responsibility. It was they who not only built BTS into a global group, but also who shaped their image in the eyes of the world. And with everything going on, from Jungkook's departure to their silence, there are profound questions HYBE must answer. Do they prefer to preserve the image of the group and mask internal problems? Or are there much darker reasons behind their policy of silence? Some entertainment industry observers argue that HYBE may fear that if too many details are revealed, it could damage BTS's position in the international market. And it's not just about losing one member, it's about maintaining the enormous revenue they generate. With tensions that could affect the group's unity, did HYBE choose to protect the group's image for financial gain? Or do they really not know what is really going on? So many questions arise, and so few satisfactory answers. However, on the other hand, some people began to doubt HYBE's intentions. Some fans felt that management may have imposed tremendous pressure on the members, which in turn made them feel trapped in an image they could no longer maintain. If it is true that Jungkook chose to leave BTS due to internal issues with management or fellow members, then what will happen next to this group that has been considered unshakable? BTS has proven that they are a strong and solid group. However, will they be able to keep their status as a global icon without one of their most important members? Jungkook is not only the lead vocalist, but also a very recognizable face abroad. So, if he chooses to leave, how will it affect the group's image? Is the army able to accept BTS that is no longer complete? Some have argued that while Jungkook's departure will affect things, BTS has the potential to expand further by exploring solo projects or even more international collaborations. But will they be able to overcome a loss like this and still impress the world? Will the group still be able to unite fans and get media attention? Or will the split destroy them? No one knows the answer for sure. However, one thing we can say is that BTS is currently at a crossroads. Jungkook's departure, while surprising and perhaps disappointing to fans, could be a major turning point in their journey, whether it's toward the end of an era or the beginning of a different phase. Out of all the questions floating around, one thing that is clear is that Jungkook did not take this decision lightly. For many, he is a symbol of the spirit of BTS, a figure capable of leading the group to great success. So, if he chose to leave, it would definitely not be a decision driven by momentary desire. There are huge factors that influence this decision, factors that are bigger than just career or personal ambition. Does Jungkook feel confined in an increasingly unhealthy dynamic? Does he feel that in order to develop as an artist, he has to break away from the shadow of BTS? The fans certainly hope to understand the real reason behind this big decision. However, with management continuing to choose to remain silent, this question will remain haunting. Jungkook's departure from BTS is not to be taken lightly, and in fact, this decision has had a bigger impact than many people think. Fans, who had followed the group's journey from the beginning, began to sense that there was something bigger than just the individual decisions of a member. Does this mean the end of BTS? Maybe, maybe not. But one thing is certain, Jungkook is one of the irreplaceable figures in this group. BTS, which has become a symbol of the globalization of Korean culture, is now questioned whether it can still maintain that status without one of their key elements. More than just an ordinary pop group, BTS is a cultural phenomenon that involves an infinite love, loyalty, and dependence of fans. But was the army able to accept the fact that it had to continue without Jungkook? Or was there something darker that made him decide to step down? The answer to this question has not yet been found, but one thing is for sure, the world of K-pop will never be the same after this. Many argue that Jungkook is not only an important member in terms of music and talent, but also becomes the face of BTS around the world. His departure could be a sign that BTS is at their lowest point. Some have theorized that this decision may just be the beginning of a larger split in the future. If there really is an internal tension within the group,